You're listening to Four Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast.
You made it to midweek. Today is Wednesday, June 24th. I'm Maria Lisignoli.
I'm Johnny Kahner. Thank you for watching and listening to Four Things to Know today.
All right, our top story is about the train. So if you take the train, you're going to want to hear this. Metro Transit says trips on the Blue Line may take longer. Buses will replace the train between Target Field and the Mall of America, and this is going to last until about mid-August, and it starts this Monday. Same story over on the Green Line. The trip through downtown will temporarily be a bus line, but that is going to last all of July. Then August 16th through the 19th, so just a couple days there in August. Adam Duxter has a closer look at the impacts, and he spoke with Brian Funk, the COO of Metro Transit.
A big undertaking indeed, especially when you consider how many people take the light rail here on the Blue Line on a day-to-day basis. I mean, we're talking thousands of people who will have their daily trips disrupted starting on Monday. And Metro Transit says they know it's going to be a big disruption for a lot of people. What they're emphasizing right now is that this has been years in the making, and what is on the other side of this is going to be something a lot of people will benefit from, because there's going to be new tracks, new signage, but also new shelters along these stops. They're going to take buses and put them along the Blue Line at just about every single stop. So if you show up ready to take the train, in theory, there will be a bus right there ready for you to take. But they say it won't be without a delay. About a 15-minute per trip delay is what they say you can anticipate if you are taking a daily trip. But they say this will be a long-term benefit in the grand scheme of things. They say having a multi-week shutdown isn't the most disruptive closure that you could, in theory, see if they don't do anything.
We understand what we're asking of our customers. I think kind of my big takeaway, or what I'm asking, is to be able to share in that short-term pain, long-term gain. We don't want to be doing this year after year after year. We know that this is a heavy investment that, because of the location of the construction, requires us to completely stop running trains, but we know that it's going to be a good long-term investment.
Number 2 today, a Minneapolis child care center says growing drug activity and encampments are creating safety concerns for children. It's going on near the Cedar Avenue and Highway 55 overpass. And if you've traveled beneath that overpass recently, you've likely seen large groups gathered in the area. Staff at Baby's Space Childcare say that drug use has moved to just outside their front door. Staff say a fence intended to keep people out of the area has not worked. Yolanda Reyes is one employee there, and she's actually had to step in.
Open use, just freely using their drugs. I had to go and out the front door and say, hey, this is a child care center. Their response is, I didn't know, but you're using. And it doesn't matter where you're at. It's not okay to use. I don't feel like outside, just anywhere. They were going to inject their arm, and I stopped it.
A city spokesperson says the fencing is a temporary measure while multiple agencies, including the city, county, Metro Transit, and MnDOT, are working towards a long-term solution in that area. In the meantime, though, city officials say they are focused on helping people move from unsheltered homelessness into stable housing.
Your third thing to know today, the 4th semi-annual Minneapolis Police Reform Progress Report is out. The latest report, issued by Effective Law Enforcement for All, covers October through March. It's done by an independent evaluator that monitors compliance with the settlement agreement between Minneapolis and the Minnesota Department of Human Rights. The report pinpoints progress and challenges facing the department right now. The report complimented MPD on its training on its policies regarding use of force, accountability, and officer conduct. On top of this, the report notes the expansion of officer wellness initiatives and early intervention system policies. But on the other hand, the report claims there have been delays implementing those intervention policies and staffing shortages on the wellness program. Their backlog of unresolved internal affairs investigations and issues on data collection are also problems. The report says some reform deadlines are still way behind schedule. We expect to hear from city leaders today on the impacts of the report's findings. Look for those updates in our later newscasts and online at WCCO.com. Meanwhile, we now know the Minneapolis Police Department won't have a new leader until at least October. Last month, Brian O'Hara resigned as Minneapolis Police Chief. Mayor Jacob Fry said O'Hara interfered with an investigation into accusations that he had sexual relationships with city employees. A local and national search for his replacement is underway. Fry says the city hopes to fill that role within the next 16 weeks, calling it a top priority. He says, quote, "The position demands someone who can lead a complex department, support officers, build trust with residents, and continue delivering results, both fighting crime and making reforms."
Number 4 today, Amazon Prime Day is being met with protests in the Twin Cities. Millions of deals opened up on the website yesterday, and they last through Friday. Maybe you've already bought something. But on one of the biggest shopping days of the year, Amazon workers are now speaking out. They are going to meet today outside the Amazon warehouse in Shakopee to call for higher wages and an end to what they call our unfair write-ups. They also want the company to convert temp workers to full-time employees with benefits. The protest begins at 4:30 this afternoon. We'll, of course, have a bigger report tonight on our newscasts. Those are the 4 things to know today. Let's check in now on our next weather forecast.
I'm next weather meteorologist Lisa Meadows. Temps tonight dropping down to the upper 50s, heading into tonight. Tomorrow back to the mid-70s underneath partly cloudy skies.
And now, here's more to know.
A jury has determined a Twin Cities housing scheme took advantage of Muslim homebuyers' human rights. The 9-day trial found Chadwick Bankin had violated Minnesota's Human Rights Act. Bankin told more than 150 families that they could pay him directly for the deed to a house to avoid bank and interest payments that don't align with the Muslim faith. But Attorney General Keith Ellison's office found Bankin would jack up the prices and kick the families out with nothing.
Also, just the stakes are so high. So you're not only looking at someone's home where they live, you're looking at all the money they poured into it.
For Mary Kachorik, who you just heard from, it's enough to take on a second trial. She's representing 3 clients in another case this fall. As for Bankin, he'll be appearing before a judge once more, where they'll determine how much he'll have to pay back. We reached out to Bankin's attorney for comment, but we haven't heard back.
In St. Paul, a vigil is happening for a 1-year-old boy killed by Mississippi police.
That baby meant everything to me. He's all I had. My only and my first grandchild.
Police were called to a Walmart in the small town of Senatobia, Mississippi on shoplifting reports. Officers say they found 2 women and a baby getting into a car and driving off. Officers followed. Then police say the driver of that car tried to run over an officer. The cop then opened fire as the driver took off. Cohen's mom says both her son and friend were hit by bullets. She claims her friend did not try to run over the officers and was driving in the opposite direction. Family wants all surveillance video released by police and Walmart. Tonight, Minnesotans will join that family in solidarity. There will be a vigil for Cohen outside the governor's mansion in St. Paul. That's tonight at 7.
The data center debate continues for one metro community, and things got heated at the city council meeting Monday night.
The motion to recess and reconvene is carried.
Those boos you hear are because the Inver Grove Heights City Council chose to push their final decision on a data center to Friday. They've been considering a year-long pause now for months. Council members are facing criticism from residents over environment and quality of life concerns. The city could also face a lawsuit from a developer who says they already gave them the green light to build.
A Twin Cities hospital delivered lots of smiles to its youngest patients yesterday. Gillette Children's threw its 67th annual carnival for kids and their families. It had everything from a Dr. Dunk tank, carnival games, and pony rides. Even Wild players Jared Spurgeon, Nico Sturm, and the mascot Nordy showed up, and some St. Paul firefighters helped host the event. And for Jake Ricks, one of those firefighters, it was a full circle moment.
My stepdad used to run this carnival when he was a firefighter many years ago, and now I've taken over and we do it here. It's a family tradition. My wife's a nurse at Gillette. I'm a firefighter in St. Paul. My son was a patient at Gillette. It's really close to the heart. Some of these families go through the most hard situations you could possibly imagine, and for us to just lighten the load for an afternoon, it makes it all worthwhile.
That's so nice. It looked like they had a bunch of fun out there.
Isn't that cool? That guy is so passionate. He has so many connections to the organization, the hospital, and it is really awesome that they could come out and give these children just a little slice of happiness for a little carnival fun. And if you're watching this, you can on YouTube if you're not, but if you have seen this, that guy's mustache, how epic was that?
It was really epic. Seems like a great dude. And they made sure everyone was in on the fun. Even patients who can't leave their rooms, they weren't left out either. Firefighters and staff brought prizes and food to them too. That's such a cool event. 67 years in a row.
67 years. I guess that makes sense. If his stepdad also ran the carnival and now he is, hey, maybe one day his son or daughter will run the carnival.
Full circle.
That's
there you go.
Cool. Another long-running festival, the Twin Cities Pride Fest, is this weekend. The festival in Loring Park is actually just 3 days away, with the Pride Parade driving through downtown on Sunday. And that morning, runners race down Hennepin for a Rainbow Run 5K. Organizers say the festival will be packed. They're planning for roughly 200,000 guests and more than 600 vendors and artists.
200,000 people.
That's going to be a lot of people.
Oh, wow.
Loring Park for sure. I'm going to be there Sunday for sure. I'm walking in the parade.
Oh, nice.
And probably head over to Loring Park after that. It's always such a fun festival.
And I think the weather is supposed to be nice on Sunday,
it's supposed
too.
to be beautiful, which is great to hear.
Let's talk sports. It's going to be really fun at Target Field tonight. That's actually where I'm going after work today. I'm going out to the game.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
The
I'm going.
series finale, right?
And Ohtani's pitching. If you know Shohei Ohtani, he is the best in baseball. Pitches, he hits, he's unreal. He's got 4 MVP awards. Just unreal, a legend. So it's going to be fun. And the Twins.
He's not on the Twins, right?
No, he's on the Dodgers.
He's on the Dodgers. Right.
And the
Goes
Twins.
to show how much I know. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. They know it's going to be so busy there. It's going to be packed. They're actually opening the park 30 minutes early.
Nice.
It's going to be really fun. So I'm excited to see the Twins. They need a win, though. They've lost the first 2 to the Dodgers. They're not going to win tonight either. The Lynx, on the other hand.
The Lynx. Here we go.
They're probably going to win tonight. They're in Washington. They're first in the WNBA standings, the Lynx, that is. That's a 6:30 tip-off. They're 13-4 so far this season.
They're amazing.
The Women's PGA Championship begins tomorrow, and a Minnesotan actually has the first tee time of the tournament. That's cool. Kate Smith-Stroh is from Detroit Lakes. She got an exemption into this week's major at Hazeltine. That's in Chaska, of course. She's trying to get her full LPGA Tour card back while also working on her golf graphic design business.
It's good. Yeah, we're still in business, Shane and I, and it's been 5 years now. So we Windsong Farm and Wayzata Country Club, which is pretty close. We did design work for them, so it's nice to kind of be around. I might stop by their pro shops this week.
Wait, so she just does graphic design for different golf courses?
And she did have her tour card.
Okay.
But then she lost it because you do have to, I don't know about win tournaments, but you have to be good to keep your card. So she's trying to get it back.
I see.
She's a good fallback option. I mean, those are 2 unreal courses.
Fun.
Yeah, that's cool. So it's also so fun when, a lot of golf tournaments do this. They give the first tee time out to, someone special to the tournament or in the home state. So that'll be fun to see tomorrow. I'm sure we'll have video of it.
Oh, 100%.
So tickets, if you want to go out there, $45 to get in. Kids under 15, though, they get in free with an adult. You can just get your tickets online. But that'll be a lot of fun. Nelly Korda's the best women's golfer right now. She won their last tournament. So it should be packed out there.
And she's going to be there.
Yeah, she's going to be there. Yeah, big tournament. It'll be really cool. The last thing in sports today, the Timberwolves, they actually might make a draft pick tonight.
Maybe.
They had to wait for round 2. Yeah, nothing yesterday after the Julius Randle trade.
Which is actually such a bummer. We didn't really talk about it a ton yesterday on the podcast, but it's crazy he's moving to Brooklyn, to the Nets.
Back to Brooklyn. Yeah, he played for the Knicks before, so now he's back to New York City.
Wow.
I saw his wife posted on Instagram that she's really pumped to go back
She's
to the
like,
Big Apple.
I'm going home.
Minneapolis back to the Big Apple.
I love it.
But this is unofficial, but we did sign Ayo Dosunmu yesterday, it sounds like. 5 years, $112 million. Now, it hasn't been announced yet because they kind of have to wait, I guess, for the NBA rules, but he's signed, and the Wolves have number pick 33 tonight.
Okay. We also didn't talk about how Milwaukee Bucks Giannis Antetokounmpo is leaving, going to Miami. That's a big loss for them for sure.
And you lived in Wisconsin for a while.
I was in Madison for 3 years before moving here to Minneapolis. And my God, I love Giannis. He's the coolest. I know.
Now he's in Miami.
He's in Miami. The Greek Freak. Leaving Wisconsin. We'll miss him. We'll miss him.
It's time to take a breath with your Daily Bright Spot.
Okay. Are you a cat or a dog person, Johnny?
Dog, for sure.
Historically, I am a dog person as well. But I like a cat. if they act like a dog, honestly.
So how does a cat, they can't bark, like.
Right. No, good point. I do like that cats are like vocally quiet most of the time. But I feel like cats just hate me. They never want to cuddle with me. They're like, leave me alone. I'm doing my thing. And dogs are like, oh my God, love me, love me, love me. And I'm like, I will.
So what's the deal with cats?
Okay. Well, maybe this would be perfect for me too, because I physically can't go and touch them. It is a walking tour of cats in the Twin Cities.
Tonight.
It is in the Wedge neighborhood, and you can walk and take a look at some of the pets through the windows of colorful homes. It sounds crazy, right?
And it's a tradition, apparently.
But it is a tradition, right? From back in 2017, I guess the world's first cat walking tour. Oh, Minneapolis has everything. I know.
Yeah, cat walking tour. Well, I mean, if you're a cat person, this sounds perfect, honestly, right?
Honestly, or a people person, because I guess they have tour guides that'll be there to point out the cats to you, I guess. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's at beginning at Mueller Park, wrapping around the Wedge neighborhood before ending on 24th Street.
I hope one of our photojournalists goes out there. I want to see this.
I know, right?
Right?
It is because I do love neighborhood walking tours, especially if the neighborhoods are,
quaint,
beautiful. Exactly. Yeah. So seeing some little kitties in the window, and I bet I can almost guarantee the neighbors all go all out for it. Right?
Oh yeah, this is their thing.
Don't you think?
This has to be their thing.
It has to be. Even if I didn't have a cat, I'd do something.
That's fun.
That is fun. Well, hey, yeah, it's supposed to be good weather tonight if you want to go watch some cats in the Wedge neighborhood. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us here on 4 Things to Know with Johnny Kahner. I'm Maria Lisignoli, and we're here with the news you need every weekday afternoon by 3 o'clock.
Listen to 4 Things to Know, a WCCO daily news podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Love podcasts? Love Minnesota?
Check out the WCCO podcast studio lineup.
Hear the top stories of the day with 4 Things to Know.
Discover top female athletes and teams from around the state on women in sports.
Dive into stories about faith and belief, from your local leaders to your neighbors next door, with Bigger Than Belief.
Stay in the know on the go with the WCCO podcast studio. Go to WCCO.com/podcasts.